Right, I'm down to do a bit of wrasse fishing today. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to go out and do any beach fishing. The last time I went out was 4 weeks ago in sort of October. The run up to Christmas, unfortunately for me, is going to be pretty busy, so I can just squeeze in a few little sessions. So I decided to try for some wrasse off the harbour wall down here. The water's cleared up a bit, so it's looking pretty hopeful. What I'm going to use today is just a simple rig, a drop shot rig, and all that is on the end of it is a I've got my main line, which is 20-pound braid, and then I've got about 6 foot of 20-pound fluorocarbon, which has been tied with an FG knot, and then I've got a 2.0 mustard drop shot hook tied on there, about 6 inches or so, until I've got my drop shot weight, which is 7 grams. It's a little bit windy, a little bit choppy, so high tide is in about sort of like 10 minutes, and then we'll have a bit of slack water, so this setup I'll get carried away in the tide. I can fish here for about an hour or so before the 7 gram will be just a bit too light. Sometimes I fish down here with bigger weights. All depends on what I want to do. I've also got with me a float set up, and also got my LRF gear. I'm just going to be using bait today, and I've just got again a load of peeler crab, a couple of smoothies there, so there's quite a few in there, as you can see. What I don't use out of them today, I'll freeze up, and hopefully I'm going to try and get out at the weekend. So kit that I actually use when I'm fishing for wrasse down here is I always bring a pair of long nose pliers to get the hooks out, and some forceps, so if the hooks are set inside or a little bit deeper, scissors, bait elastic, bait needle to tie up some of the peeler crab, and I've got which need down here is my landing net, which this one extends to 5.9 meters, so I can even fish down here on a low tide. And I've also got because wrasse are a bit delicate, I've got an unhooking mat. So because I'm only using the 5 to this one's a 4 to 16 drop shot rod. I'm not after really sort of like the big wrasse, because the biggest wrasse I've had down here is 6.8 pounds, and that was a beauty. It was. I didn't catch it on this rod. I used a much beefier setup to catch that one, but there are some big wrasse here, and there is loads of small wrasse, so it's ideal for LRF fishing, ideal for a sort of lightweight drop shotting. So all I'm after today is a little bit of fun, see how many wrasse I can pick up, and maybe hopefully pick up someone else on the way. So let's get baited up and let's get something in there. Right, first off, I'm going to be using a softie. Because I've only got a 2.0, not a 2.0, size 2 hook, I'm only going to use small baits. That size hook would catch you most size wrasses, but when they get over about like 2 to 3 pound, unfortunately the wrasse is going to engulf that hook. Good thing about these is with the forceps, because this is just do this one. I just fin off the barb itself, because the wrasse have got small mouths, but I can still manage to carefully insert it into the wrasse itself, grab hold of the hook and just slightly pull it, and so I can pull it out. So because I'm just using this and I'm only dropping it down, I'm not going to be baited up using the bait elastic, so I'll just hook it through. What I've got to watch out for is that'll do like that. That might only last about a couple of seconds or so, just in case, blennies, pollock, or even tom pots will nip that off. So what I've been careful of, I've got to set my drag, and just make sure that when I bite, I sort of strike, or when the wrasse bite, that I strike straight away, because otherwise I don't want the wrasse delving down into the rocks. So drag is set. Here we go. So what I'll do then, just lower it straight down. It's really windy today. The other day when I was down here fishing, I had plenty of wrasse. Should have videoed it then. It was nice calm conditions. Let's just see if I can get that, just bounce up and down, see if I can feel it's on the bottom. Okay, getting taps, yeah, and in. Just, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go, oh, yes. Okay, as soon as I felt that tap, I had to strike straight away. I didn't want to let it, even though I got my drag set, that's what's still going. That's why I've got 20-pound braid on here. Normally when I use this rod, I'll have like 12-pound, but just want to beef it up. There he is, straight away, first cast, drop straight in, look. If you can see it down there, nice wrasse. So, be careful. Just get unhooked. Alright, there he is. Right, put him back. And off he goes. What could be better? First cast straight away into a wrasse. Alright, let's see what else we can get. So, let's bait up and out we go. Exactly the same, no different. That's 3/4 of a softie there. God, it's cold. It's windy. Okay, we're in again. Are we? I had something on there. Yeah, it still is. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, he's going. It's going around the corner. They're bending that rod. Yeah, nice.
Now you're going to get it in.
Oh, that's no problems, mate.
You've got a little net of it.
Yeah. It's only after small wrasse, so.
Real wrasse. Yeah, your bass does come up, so.
I'm not after bass, yeah, but I'm just after wrasse, so. I do fish for bass, but I'll come down here at night time, like. There he goes. Yeah, you gotta have it, mate, when I'm fishing off here. Alright, second cast, and into a slightly bigger wrasse. Again, they're all balanced. Same sort of markings on this one. I've had some really nice red coloured ones, but put that back and bait up. Alright, third cast, and again, here we go. This one's a little bit smaller, it's not putting up such a good fight. It's no, it could be a pollock. Is it? No, it's another wrasse. And he's in. Right, so that's three casts, 3 wrasse. Even though they're small, still good fun. Okay, small one, that's wrasse number 3. Alright, fourth cast and my fourth wrasse. So this one's slightly bigger, biggest one so far. So it can be really easier, can it? I know if I'm like lure fishing for wrasse, it's a lot more of a struggle, especially on some of the rock marks that I go to, but the rewards are obviously a lot better. But you know, as long as you're careful down here, and you know, you can catch the fish. And you know, I love these catching wrasse. They fight really hard for a while and then they give up, and beautiful eyes on them. So let's keep going. Still got loads of bait left. Alright, reason why I use a drop shot is, for those that don't know, is obviously it's quite snaggy down there. So if the weight was to get caught in a rock, then I can pull on the line, because it's quite a strong line, 20-pound braid, and I can pull the weight, the line free from the weight itself. So hopefully keeping the hook, and if I've got a fish on, and all that I'll do then is just put on another weight. So let's get this one, a little photograph, and get them put back, I suppose. Alright, 6 casts, 6 fish. He went off quite hard actually, but he's giving up the chase quite early. There you go, another little ball on it. Alright, it's just nicely little hook there. Just got to be careful lifting them up. I don't want to drop them. Off you go, mate. I don't. Right, well I did use half of a peeler crab there, hopefully after a bigger wrasse, but he come along and took it. So, there you go, look, little ballon wrasse in perfect form. Right, so that's 3 softies that I've had. This is the last bit. Just make sure that hook is twisted. Some other chap there in his boat, fishing for bass, I would have thought. We're in. Okay, another little wrasse. Right, again, small little wrasse. Let me softy, so using the peeler, all I've done is peel it. Just give it a little slit up or down the middle. And leave the lungs in. I don't bother with that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't want too much bait elastic on there, just enough to sort of bind it. That's it. Normally I'd feed that on the hook with a bait, but because it's a drop shot, no need to. I just a light little hook. There you go. Let's get this one out. When softies are, the peelers have totally, blown their shell like that. I still use them, right? And I won't. Sometimes I'll freeze them, obviously, before they get to that stage. But I keep it in the fridge. Smell it; it hasn't gone off. Plenty of juice coming out of it. It's ideal. I mean, if I cast that out, it's just going to go all over the place. But just a drop shot off here. If I had a bigger hook, nice big size 6.0 sometimes on the fish off here, drop that off there, a little cut in there, plenty of scent coming off that. Might be able to get 2 baits out of this one. There it is again, lots of little tap taps. I think the current's a bit too strong for my LRF rod. Whatever's down there, ballan has seemed to have moved off a bit now. I'm not getting any more ballan. It's chomping away at my bait, so I've just lowered my LRF rod down. Hopefully it will get to the bottom, get dragged along this current, and see if I can get it on a small hook. Got a size 10 on here. I got a little bit of baited, little bit of soft salted ragworm. Got him. It's either going to be a small little ballan, or more than likely a little tom pot. Oh no, he is a small little ballan or corkwing. That small little corkwing. There you go. So, and that's on a little bit of salted ragworm and split shot rig on the LRF gear. Corking's a beautiful little fish. The colours on them. Alright, I've had a few questions on how I salt ragworm down. So I've had some leftover ragworm. It was going off a bit dead. That's no problems. So what I've done is I've just got a little tub. Obviously, depending on how much ragworm you want to salt down, we can use the smaller tubs or cat litter trays, etc. And then I fill it up to about just 3/4 of an inch of the salts. Place the ragworm inside and make sure it's not actually touching itself, and then another layer of the same, about 3/4 of salt. Leave it there for about 12 hours, and that should start to soak up the moisture within the ragworm itself. So the next stage is then I've got to clean it, and I like to put on some gloves so I don't get the salt all in my fingers, especially if I've got a few cuts. I use the ragworm a lot, salted ragworm, for LRF fishing, because it's ideal when conditions are a bit tough or just want to try something else instead of trying, you know, a lure or isomi or something. And also the thing is with the Ragworm, it just keeps forever. Like, you know, I keep it in a small tub. When I'm not using it, it's kept in the fridge, and it's been going on for about a year or so. But anyway, so once I've done that, and I dig the Ragworm out, sifting through all the bits. This salt, because it's all damp now, I won't reuse again. If it was in the middle of the summer and it was really hot, then I'll just lay it out to dry out. But it's the first sort of soak in or drying process takes quite a lot of the moisture out of the Ragworm, so the salt becomes quite damp. Right, that's that done. So you see, I only had a little bit left over. If you can see that. Right, and what I do then is with a old shaving brush, just brush off as much of the salt as I can. Put it in a new tub. Shaving brush obviously is because it's got its light bristles. It won't damage the Ragworm because it's still quite soft. And I'll do this, repeat this process. So they've been in there for what? For about 10-12 hours now. I'll repeat the process again 3 times, and then by the 3rd time it should the Ragworm should be dried out, and it should be quite leathery. At the moment it's a little bit brittle, a little bit soft, so I just got to be careful, but hence the reason for the brush. So just brushing off as much as the salt as I can. See, even these small little bits there, they're good enough, because they'll for LRF fishing, you know, obviously, well, you can have it as big as you want, but a small little piece like that, you know, a tiny little bit like that on the end of a size 16 hook still does it. I've even keep long pieces like that, and I've used them on the end of MEPs. If you're going to make a rig up fishing for flounder or for mullet, still catches, still works. Just got these small little fiddly bits to do. Right, that's that lot all done. As you can see, I didn't have much left over, but well, that's loads there. If you want to go out fishing, you know, you use that all day long. It yeah, it would last you most of the day. Right. So got a new bag of salt. Just buy these bags of salt from the local supermarket. They're quite cheap. Layer in, and again exactly the same thing. Just place the Ragworm in, so it's try and keep it as separated as I can so it doesn't touch. And right, that's that done. A little layer over the top. Put this in a dry space. I kept it out here in the shed because there's so much humidity and moisture around at the moment. So salt will soak it all up, so I'll just go and put it in the greenhouse, or in the conservatory or something like that. Right, so that's done. I'll leave that there for another 12 hours or so, and I'll repeat the process the another time. So that's 3 times doing it that way. And if I'm happy with the end result, you know, if it's dry, you can feel it. You feel it's dry and sort of stiff and tough, then that'll do. Yeah, and that's it. That's all you need to do.